Assalamu alaikum friends. I'm so sorry for late reply and recording this video on behalf of your all questions that I could not reply on WhatsApp. So your popular questions are what would be in the paper, I really don't know. And the second thing is that what would be the most important things, long questions, short questions, and these all kind of questions that I couldn't reply on WhatsApp. So basically the thing is that you need to prepare each and every topic because paper can come from any area. All the areas in first chapter are important and you need to focus upon all things. But even though on a popular request that sir, what would be important questions, so I am going to give you some hints how to attempt paper and how to deal with a question during your examination. The first thing is that this recording is for Karachi board student, and second this is also for the students of federal board section A, B, C, D. So in the beginning I want to tell you the most important topic for Karachi board student is that impacts of Islam on subcontinent society. The Islamic understanding related to politics, society, religion and education, these all things were quite important, and we had focused these four things, that how these all things were means they had changed entirely the societal structure of subcontinent society. So in the case if there is a long question that you are going to deal as a means Islamic impacts, then you had to discuss all the things, particularly the political impacts, social impacts, religious impacts, and economical, and so on. So in the case if the question is coming into the in the sense of short question, then for example Islamic means impacts in the sense of politics, so you have to define that what were the impacts of politics particularly, and you have to go through the background, that what was the scenario during before the coming of Islam, and when Islam came to the subcontinent, what were the impacts and how can you compare both of the things, and you have to analyze both of things too. So the thing is that from one hand a long question, and from second hand the short question. And the second question is that All India Muslim League, that I had already told you, it's a kind of a very favorite topic and a very interesting topic. You have to understand what is All India Muslim League and why All India Muslim League was created. There are 5 to 6 important factors behind the creation of All India Muslim League. You guys already know two nation theory, Hindu extremism, and aside from that partition of Bengal and Shimla deputation and change of government in Britain, and so many and some other reasons you can find from my notes and our textbook too. So if you are going to attempt All India Muslim League, then you can focus what were the objectives of All India Muslim League, and who had proposed this All India Muslim League, and who had become the first president of All India Muslim League. Aside from that, another thing that was very important, and it was Aligarh movement. So if there is a question in the sense of Aligarh movement as a whole, as a long question, then you need to focus that the 4 to 5 things will be focused. Which are they? Means the services of Sir Sayyid Ahmad Khan in the sense of education, in the sense of politics, in the sense of religion, in the sense of society. So these 4 things will be focused in a long question, and you know the detail that what were educational impacts, the educational services rendered by Sir Sayyid Ahmad Khan, and aside from that, some other important books that Sir Sayyid Ahmad Khan had written, the Asbab-e-Bagawat in the causes behind Indian mutiny, and another thing is Asrarul Sandid and Tazibul Ikhlaq, Tabainul Kalam. So each and every book Sir Sayyid Ahmad Khan had written with a particular purpose. So you need to know what were the objectives of Sir Sayyid Ahmad Khan behind the writing of these all things. Before moreover, another important topic is Lucknow Pact. You need to know what is Lucknow Pact, and we have already discussed in our class. So the first one thing is the background. why it was necessary the unity of Hindu and Muslim, why Muhammad Ali Jinnah was insisting both of the parties, All India Muslim League and Indian National Congress, to sit on a common platform to deal all the things, all the questions, as we can get our political and due rights from British. So the background is quite necessary in this question, and after that you will come to know that there was a very interesting thing that a politician from India, subcontinent, Sarojini Naidu, she had given Muhammad Ali Jinnah a very interesting title, Ambassador of Hindu-Muslim Unity. So we had also discussed this one thing, and aside from that, you also need to know that what were the salient features of Lucknow Pact. So these are the things, these are the points that you can discuss in our question if this kind of question is given to you. Another thing is Khilafat Movement. So in Khilafat Movement, it is again necessary what is the background of Khilafat Movement, why Muslims and Hindu they got united against British, and what was the purpose of Khilafat Movement. So in the background you can discuss the scenario of World War I, Group A, that I had told you, British and US and France, and in Team B you already know Russia, Turkey and other countries, they were fighting against one another. So the victorious had decided to fragment the Turkish Empire, so Sultanate Osmania, and in the means support of this one thing, Muslim from all over the world, particularly in subcontinent, they had stood against British. And another thing that you have to discuss in this topic, if this is a kind of question, what were other events? Treaty of Sevres in 1920, it had been in that treaty it had been decided to fragment this Sultanate Osmania, and aside from that, other important events, Mopla uprising, Chora Chori incident, and civil disobedience movement, and the role of our politicians, Muslim leaders and Hindu leaders, the role of Mahatma Gandhi, and aside from that, and last important thing is that what were the impacts of Khilafat movement. And another question is very important question is Lahore Resolution. You need to understand what were the factors behind the creation of Lahore Resolution, why Lahore Resolution was necessary. So 5 to 6 thing: two-nation theory, Hindu extremism, oppressive rule of Congress, address of Allama Iqbal, Allahabad 1930, and popularity of Muslim League. These 5 things were responsible factors behind the creation of All India Lahore Resolution. And you also know, and you need to know what is the difference between Lahore Resolution and Pakistan Resolution. And after that, you need to focus speech of Muhammad Ali Jinnah that he had made during Lahore Resolution. For 2 hours, he had focused upon 3 things: that unity of India is impossible, and the second one thing was that and the history of 1200 is a witness, and the solution of all problems is what? Separation. So in the impacts you will in the analysis and impacts you will come to know the objectives of the national objectives were determined, and all the people from different areas, Muslim, they united, and the target was Muslim state, and we had got our beloved state in 7 years. So this is a little introduction of a brief understanding of Lahore Resolution. And besides another important thing is Cripps proposals. So during 1942, Sir Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of British, he had sent Sir Stratford Cripps towards subcontinent for some proposals. He had given to him an assignment to agree all the leaders of subcontinent, particularly Hindu and Muslims, to get support for Second World War, and in the return they will give you some offers, and those offers were these were also salient features of Cripps proposal that you need to know, and we had discussed in our topics. And aside from that, I have also given you notes that you can see all the points that are discussed as a proposal by Stratford Cripps. And beside, you need to know also that why Muslim League had rejected it, and why Indian National Congress had rejected. So, and aside from that, cabinet mission plan, the last attempt of British to preserve their unity, to preserve their empire. So it was again a failure. So they had given another plan in which they had divided subcontinent into three provinces or three groups. Group number A, in which Hindus, particularly though Hindus provinces were made, and Group B, Muslim majority provinces, Group C, Muslim two provinces from Muslim areas. So you will understand that Muslims were in majority in Group B, and besides that, another thing is the important is the 3rd June Plan and Indian Independence Act 1947. I wish you best of luck, and inshallah these are the very important questions you need to understand. And aside from that, two nation theory, ideology of Islam, ideology of Pakistan, what is the similarity, and aside from that, some other means little and short question you can also extract from the exercise of our book. I wish you best of luck. Inshallah कल क्लास में मुलाकात होगी. अल्लाह हाफिज़. Take care.